5 environmental factors that affect plant growth, healthy plant growth. That is temperature range, sun shade, soil fertility, water, and space to grow um, are important because once you know the factors that affect healthy plant growth, then you can apply it to a place. I'm sitting here in the middle of my family garden, and we're in Goleta, California, and my back is to the south. And right now, the sun is over here to my left, and it's about 4 in the afternoon. And we pretty much get midday to afternoon sun. And as we move into the spring, we're going to be getting even more sun directly overhead. Um, we talk about temperature range because it is a range, and the one thing that is affecting us now is that in the morning time we might get into the high 30s or low 40s for sure. It's a little cold, even though we're getting into the upper 60s and low 70s during the daytime. So it's a range, and we need to consider your range wherever you're living, the high and the low, and it's going to change throughout the year. So the second factor is sun and shade. Um, if it were just a blank level field, there would be no variance in terms of how the sun affects the earth plane. However, we have houses and walls and trees and all sorts of objects that can interfere or impede the sun. So we can use those, what we know about those, what we call microclimates, and this is the south face of our house, which because we are a south facing or south oriented um, uh, residents, we're taking advantage of this of the winter and early spring sun that hits us directly um, off this south facing wall, or the north facing side of the house where we uh, get a lot of shade closer to the house, but where I'm standing on out to the street, it's further enough away from the house so that we can enjoy some of the sun that shines out in the front yard till about 4 in the afternoon. So there's limited sun out here. It's really good, but this is the north facing side of the house, and you can see how it varies from the south facing side. So number three is soil fertility, and we were talking about soil fertility. We're primarily talking about compost, uh, organic matter. And here's a handful of beautiful worm castings with some wonderful um, other compost, and it should be on your list for um, uh, add addition to your garden beds on a regular basis. Another great source of soil amendment is chicken manure. Our wonderful chickens provide us with eggs, and they're actually consume our green waste from our kitchen, and they provide us with great manure. Number four is water. Plants are primarily made up of water. People are primarily made up of water. We need water in our lives. Plants absorb water through osmosis, so they have a particular way of consuming water. We need to get into the rhythm of the watering needs in your area based on temperature range and sun and shade, which greatly affect water dissipating. So make sure that you have a wonderful system for getting water on a consistent basis into your garden. It's going to make all the difference in the world. Number five is space to grow to maturity. This is mulberry. It's doing fantastic in this container. Find the right varieties that are adapted to contained environments, and you will be able to increase your capacity to grow food tremendously in a very limited space. So you need to consider, and you can easily find that information, what plants want to be when they grow up. What is their genetic destiny? What kind of space will they occupy in your yard?